Guys, I think Nike's trolling us. I really do believe they're trolling us. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're all having a great Friday. It's nearly the weekend, but if you're watching this, your weekend's probably already started. So well done, guys, for making it to the weekend. And today's sneaker is another assist for the bro, guys. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get the bros the sneakers that they need, because it has to be done. Sometimes you have to give the assist, and it's always for retail, guys. And it's free Peat time. It's 3 sneaker reviews back to back, and this is just beginning. So guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a great Friday. I hope you're having a great time out there. I hope you guys are looking after yourselves. 3 videos in a row, guys. It's the first time I'm doing this, and I'm just doing this because I'm going to prove that COVID cannot take me down, because I'm actually coming back fighting, and I'm actually trying to do as many videos to get through the backlog behind me. And I think Monday might be the last video I do until I go back to regular scheduling, which is Wednesdays or Thursdays and then Sundays. But we got another special sneaker today, guys. We got another amazing sneaker. We have a very unique sneaker, not my cup of tea. The bro wanted it. I actually copped it for him. This is a great assist for him because he was actually looking forward to this. And guys, when I tell you this, there's so much detailing to this sneaker that I need to run through, because it's such an amalgamation of different aspects to this sneaker. But before we look at the sneaker, please do like, follow, subscribe, come and chat to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's break it down. Let's do the amazing things we always do to get the sneakers we want and the sneakers we like, because it's always about getting sneakers for retail. So on that note, today's sneaker is Hey Presto Shebang. Don't at me, guys. Don't at me. This is unique. This is different. This is very fascinating to me. In hand is very different to actually in the pictures. But I'm going to say this. A very good sneaker in hand. Not my cup of tea, but this is... Let me get to the name, guys. Let me get to the name. This is the Air Force One Off-White Mid Black. So guys, as we've seen from the B-roll, very unique, very interesting, so many little things to this and so many amalgamation of things to this, and I've discussed this with a couple of people. I'm gonna say this, my ratings don't reflect on what other people like about this sneaker. My ratings will basically give a guidance of what general sneakerheads have been thinking about this sneaker. But this sneaker isn't for anybody. This is a disclaimer for this video. This sneaker is not for everybody. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's going to be either Marmite, you love it or you hate it. And if you guys don't know what Marmite is, go and try Marmite and you understand you either love it or you hate it. And this is the sneaker that represents that. But with every sneaker, with every design, with every iteration and every aspects of the idea of the designer, you got to remember there's so many unique things that we have to look at to make sure we give the true reflection of what Virgil wanted to do with this sneaker. And this is, we'll talk about the sneaker a lot more when we come to the sneaker, but this is a sneaker through his transitional phases from casual wear to high-end fashion. You got to remember that, guys. But let's not knock the sneaker until we see it and review it and give our honest opinion. And I will give you my honest opinion on the sneaker. But before we do that, let's take a look at this box. And we know when I said Nike are trolling us. Yes, hey presto, guys. Nike were definitely trolling on this one. And as you can see, guys, a brick box. Okay, so let's talk about this release. The release for the Off-White Air Force One mids, both the white variation and the black variation, they sat today on the time of this recording, because I recorded this on Wednesday. They restocked, they sat on the Off-White website, they sat in a lot of places. They actually were first come, first served in a lot of foot sites out there. And guys, Nike knew what they were doing, guys. It's a brick box, guys. A brick box to show this was always going to be a brick, and Nike are definitely trolling us. I don't think this is the representation. I think the box is supposed to be building bricks, building houses, building foundations, but ironically, the sneaker didn't do well in terms of the release. I don't know if it's going to do well in the future. Might potentially do well in the future when people actually gear up to the sneaker itself and what it represents. But brick box, guys, brick box, this is so damn funny. And on top of that, if you see that, you can see off-white right on the front of this box as well. You can see that it says off-white C-O Nike, so basically in cooperation with Nike. So on that, you just got the brickwork all over this box, and right at the bottom you've got the affiliated writing right there as well. And with this box, inside is quite unique because this is quite different to any off-white box. I've seen the off-white 4s, I've seen the off-white 1s, like basically all the off-white boxes have got all holes all over it and stuff like that, and then you've got like special kind of translucent boxes or some sort of gimmick to them. But this is just a regular box, and also it comes like obviously with a brick form. But inside this box is quite unique. You've got the off-white affiliated symbology with that green inside box or inside coloration, and then on top of that you've got this off-white blue paper, which is a bit different. I haven't seen this paper before, and then you've got the normal tissue paper inside. That's the box, guys. That's basically the box. Interesting, very iconic in terms of what it's trying to build, and it's all about building ideas, building blocks, building foundations. But ironically, sneaker doesn't do well, and we think about bricking. That's funny. But let's take a look at this sneaker, guys. It's sneaker time, so hey presto shebang. And as you can see, this is the Off-White Air Force 1 mid black, and this is one of the two that released on Thursday, which is yesterday. And as you can see, this is the black variation. The white variation is similar to this but a bit different. And this, remember, is not the Louis Vuitton Air Force 1 Low collaboration with Off-White. This is just a Off-White variation of the mid-range of the Air Force 1, guys. And this sneaker kind of takes from the ISPA range, which is basically improvise, scavenge, protect and adapt. And then basically this sneaker represents this. So you improvise with everything that you've got, you scavenge everything to put it together, because it looks like you've been scavenging the sneaker all from different units, different parts. And we'll go into that because it takes a lot of variations from different sneakers, and then you scavenge and you put it all together and you adapt the sneaker into something different, something unique. I'm gonna have my thoughts at the end of this about the sneaker, but let's have a look at the sneaker, because if you have a look at this sneaker, it takes different variations from different sneakers and puts it together. And as you can see from the upper, it's got this light airy mesh to it, and it gives it this wood grain effect to the actual mesh. And I think it's semi-translucent, because when I've taken this little paper insole like protector out, or the basically foam protector for us, it literally kind of becomes a bit translucent. And as you can see, that wood grain effect hits that upper, on that mesh all the way through, from pretty much the lateral all the way through to the medial, until you get to the traditional Air Force 1 strap for the mids. And then on top of that, you've got this lacing system that you normally see with the Dunk Low Off-Whites. And this, remember the 50 pack for Dunk Lows, this is basically from that. It replicates that system, and even the laces are like thin, like very thin, ropey, thin fabric laces that come for this. I don't think it's designed to be properly laced up. You can use the laces, and I would look to swap it for maybe thicker laces, or give it some aspirations, or you could switch the white with the blacks. But I would think that swapping the white laces with something different, maybe pink, maybe anything to do with this coloration on those laces, might actually make it pop a bit more with that black. But also you've got the sole, which actually is kind of, the spiky sole comes from the Kyger, the Off-White Kygers, which basically are the Terra Kygers, which kind of have this whole unit, spike unit at the base of it. And this is kind of amalgamated onto an Air Force 1 sole. So this almost looks like a Lego piece to me, where this slots in, and then you got it on this Air Force 1 sole, and it kind of gives two different aspirations to it. But this also reminds me, and this sticks out quite a bit from the side, as you can see, this is where the Air Force One outsole is, but this kind of unit just sticks out like massively. Kind of reminds me of the NMDs with the block unit there, but it's so different, so very different. And when I talk about Lego pieces, you can see different kind of layers of colors here, like green, blue and pink, and this kind of builds up this Lego landscape, and it's so different, like so different. We've only begun coming to this sneaker. It's so different. You've already talked about having some dunk low kind of lace up, and it also has the Terra Kiger off-white kind of spiky sole infused into like an Air Force One sole, and it's just like so different. And then we've got this kind of lace lock system, almost like a Jordan 5 and a Jordan 6 lace lock system, which is like this translucent yellow and this pink, and it's got Nike like the swoosh on it. I don't think the pink unit's got anything on it, but that's like 3 different sneakers all embedded into it, like the Air Force One, the Dunk Low, the Terra off-white Kiger, and then some kind of lace lock system. That's 4 now. There's 4 now. It's like an amalgamation of sneakers. It's kind of like what ISPA just adapt everything together and build it together, and it makes it so different, so unique. And obviously you got the off-white branding to this sneaker, which is obviously that writing and that detached swoosh which is stitched in, and that swoosh is like this plasticky kind of swoosh, and it's like this rigid plastic swoosh. And obviously you have to have orange on the off-white, guys, that traditional Nike orange on the off-white. This is the left hand side. The right hand side is similar to this, but then you've got that zip tag, that traditional zip tag, which is a bit more orangey than what I remember it. So like this is way more orangey than I remember it ever being. But guys, what I love about this sneaker and what I really do adore about this sneaker is that tongue tag right there, that graffiti ear. That is unique, guys. I love that. I love the way they execute that with that swoosh underneath. Let me just unstrap this and show you guys. That swoosh underneath is so different. I don't know. I don't really particularly like the strap on this, if I'm honest, but that swoosh, look at that. Air swoosh right at the bottom, very unique, very different. Like I like that aspect to this sneaker a lot. And then right at the back, as you can see, it's got that Nike ear on the back in black. I wish that was a different color. But this sneaker was probably designed just before the Louis Vuitton off-white collaboration. This, I think, I was talking to the bro about this as well. This, I think, is actually the time period where Virgil moved from casual sneaker wear, like the casual off-white range with Jordan and Nike, to going into high-end fashion with Louis Vuitton. And he basically amalgamated the variations of streetwear, the variations of casual wear, the variations of high-end fashion wear, the variations of branded wear with Louis Vuitton, with just a high-end fashion amalgamation. And he basically produced this sneaker, and it's genius to a point, and it's almost too genius to a point where I just feel like it's too much to just wear on a regular. It needs to come out on a special occasion. It needs to come out when you really kind of feel the vibe to wear it. It belongs on the catwalks. It belongs on like the high-end fashion catwalks. This is where I expect I see this sneaker more and more, because it kind of builds that high-end casual look that Louis Vuitton, that Dior, that Gucci you're all looking for. And this is probably it. If they were to kind of hike the price on this and build it to having like a very high-end fashion sneaker for £700, I would expect to see this. And this is like a Mason Margiela sneaker, if I'm honest, but it's given that retail price, it's given that Air Force One price, and it's given that off-white price of 165, which is what the retail price on this is actually. But it's not going to do much because a lot of people are not feeling this. Like I said, it's everybody's cup of tea. It's everybody's cup of tea. If you like it, you like it. You love it, you love it. If you don't, you don't. And it's that kind of sneaker. You're either going to like it a lot, or you're not going to like it a lot. And then I said, it's not my cup of tea, somebody else's cup of tea. This is why I've actually got this. It's for them. But we haven't even stopped analysing this sneaker, because who's ever seen an air bubble on an Air Force One before? That is different. That orange air bubble is different, and that there's a lot of Nike affiliated orange on this sneaker in terms of the tag, in terms of the stitching, and in terms of the air bubble. And if you see the air bubble unit there, it's not even like the standard, it's jagged all the way through. And also guys, when you look at the actual outsole on this, or the midsole on this outsole, it kind of just goes straight and then amalgamates and melds into the sneaker. It almost like melts into this sneaker, and then like it's supposed to. And the reason why I say that is when you look at the back of this sneaker, look at the sole on this sneaker, like that back ankle sole of this sneaker, it just kind of just dithers away and melts into this corner piece in the medial side. It's like so different, so different. It's like you're supposed to see the compression, and you're supposed to see that infusion and the melting of that like outsole, and this is what you get with it. It's so different. Like, guys, I'm telling you, it's like Virgil just said, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this. This is my Lego piece. I'm gonna meld it together, and this is what I'm gonna get. And literally, he's taken 4 or 5 pieces of different sneakers and then whacked it onto the Air Force One. And this is why I say it's genius. And you either gonna understand it, which the bro does, and are kind of starting to more and more, or you're not. And this is why I think this is a genius sneaker. It's not for everybody, but the way it's been crafted, the way it's been developed, and the way Virgil, God rest his soul, has actually put this sneaker together, I believe he's done that on purpose. I really do. I even love that translucent back tab there. Like, basically, that's excellent. Like, look at that. It's dope. It's so dope. I do understand the sneaker. I respect it. But it's not for me. It's not for me, guys. And on that, I'm gonna give it my true ratings on the fact that it's not my cup of tea. I'm gonna just give it 3 goats out of 5. Guys, I know I've been raving this sneaker for the review, but unfortunately, I can't see myself ever wearing this. And I want to have a sneaker that's practical. I want to have a sneaker that I can wear, that I can actually run and do stuff with. But it's gonna be a very hard wear for me. And even the bro was saying you only bring this out on special occasions. And when you do bring this out, guys, this is definitely a head turner, and it's definitely a sneaker that will turn heads. Definitely will turn heads. But like I said, not a sneaker for me. 3 goats out of 5. I know the bro's gonna give it 5 goats out of 5 if he actually saw this in hand. But even that like translucent wood grain effect is on that like tongue as well that runs through it. Absolutely different. This is a very different sneaker, and maybe over time people respect it more. Maybe over time people will respect it more. But like, just that, guys, just that. Look at that. The infusion of that midsole and outsole onto that upper is so different. And by the way, the air bubble doesn't run all the way through. It's one free unit, like one exposed unit on one side. So that just shows you the air bubble on the Air Force One, but also it opens up the elements for having air bubbles shown on Air Force Ones now, because Nike's definitely going to do this in the future on a regular Air Force One. Definitely. And look, guys, I can grip this with on that spiky outsole. Like, I'm not holding any of the Air Force One sole. I'm here holding that Kyger sole. Like, it's just see what I mean, guys. This is definitely an ISPA sneaker. It definitely is an ISPA sneaker. It literally is improvise, scavenge, protect, and adapt. Definitely a sneaker that's inspired by that. Very unique, very different, very kind of high-end-ish fashion, and definitely something I think that will be so ideal for the runway and walkway. But that's my analysis of the Off-White Air Force One mid blacks, guys. That was my review. Hope you enjoyed it. I know this is a bit of a longer review because this is a very complex sneaker to break down, but hope you enjoyed it, hope you liked it, hope you keep coming back, and thank you for keep coming back and enjoying the content and giving me your comments and likes, because I do respond to all the comments that you leave me, guys, because it's always good to chat to you guys. Like I do always say on this channel, thank you for coming through and thank you for tuning in. Hope you all have an amazing weekend, and on that note, hope you have an amazing week, amazing month, and an amazing year. And I hope you guys cop the sneakers you like, because you all deserve to get the sneakers you want. From me, TJ Customs. Peace out, guys, for now. Peace.